Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adopt the agenda, anything added?
We need to add one thing down to old business number 4, revisit chapter 310 cannabis ordinance, because last month when we were going over how many square feet you can be, or how many feet you can be away from a park and a school, we kind of overlooked the school portion and never voted on it. So everything landed at 500 feet. And by rewatching the video, I think you guys were kind of all talking about it being 1,000 feet, but it never got voted on. So
Yeah.
I think it just inadvertently got forgot about. So if we could add that to number 4 in the old business.
Anything else?
Make a motion to adopt.
All in favor? Aye. All right, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, open forum, each person wishing to speak on anything not on the agenda has 2 minutes. All right, moving on to old business, Spring Grove Area Chamber of Commerce lease agreement with the city of Spring Grove.
I think if you all had time to read it over, there's one thing that we still need to clarify yet. And that is to be, it's my understanding, and I spoke with Laura too, we both have the same thoughts, but we need to clarify what we're gonna do with that $10,000. So we said for 2026, we were gonna leave it in their budget at one point, because we knew they didn't know when they were gonna be moving out. But if we leave that in there, and we have expenses on the backside, and if they're taking rent payments and stuff, we're short. So, we need to decide where are we gonna take that money from the shortfall for 2026, since we already set our budget. And it has to come out of the general fund is what was recommended, if we cut back something out of there.
Do you have anything in the contingency, like emergency fund?
We do have that sitting there.
Could we pay the utilities this year with that? And then next year when we figure out without the rent income and the utilities that we're paying, next year figure it out so it evens out to how it was, kind of, like we're not. Cause the rent is now going towards paying the utilities because we have to heat it and do all that anyways, but we figure it that way. For this year, and then next year, when we know what we're losing on rent per year, and what the utilities cost us, then we budget. Does that make sense, or? Any other?
Are they keeping what we've budgeted for them already?
Yeah.
EDA fund.
Yes. Cause we budgeted 10,000, but in our budget,
For them through EDA.
yeah, but usually the income that we make off the rentals goes towards our utilities, so we're gonna be short. So we just gotta pull that shortfall from somewhere.
So Brian's suggesting is the $10,000 to the EDA pays the utilities for the year,
No, well, the
right?
$10,000 goes for, they do advertising for the EDA. And their rent is in lieu of the advertising they do for us, so they're not paying anything for rent.
Right.
Mhm.
But because we
Well,
didn't,
we had 10,000 the budget through EDA for them, earmarked.
Yeah.
But now they're not paying rent, I don't know if they won't be paying rent down there. 'Cause it was basically, that was paying rent, right? The 10,000 was paying rent.
It was for EDA advertising.
We took that.
I thought they were paying rent out of that.
We took
Well, it
that
was
rent
going into
already
their
out of there.
general,
When
It was for it was.
yeah, it was for
Okay.
everything.
I thought it was
Like,
something to pay the rent down there.
We took that out
well,
of the
it,
budget, because that rent was added in there from before, but we took that out when we decided to not rent that anymore.
Right, but I mean, I thought we had that, initially when we did set the budget up, the 10,000 was for advertising and rent. And,
Nope, not for rent. It's for EDA advertising only.
okay,
but it goes into their general fund and they spend it.
Yeah,
Yes, but we are very careful to spend that money on
Okay.
what it is. It doesn't just go in there and doesn't get,
Yeah.
And
you
you're-
know, keeping track of it. It's spent for what it is, was designated
okay,
for.
I was under the impression that part of the $10,000 we had to EDA was going towards rent
Well, I
also.
think it was at one point because they had turnover and then we reminded them that it's not for your rent, it's for this. So I see where you're coming from. I think the word wasn't passed along to the chamber members, but it's all squared away now. Now it's going for advertising, not rent. But I do see where you're coming from. I think it was.
That's
for
what
a while.
I'm coming back
Yep.
from when, I thought we were,
Yeah.
10,000 was advertising for certain things plus rent for the year.
Nope,
But
it
no.
wasn't supposed to be for that, but I do think it was towards that.
Do we have an estimated amount on what we're gonna be pulling? What we have to cover?
Not really, because
For?
let's say they're gonna work hard at advertising, they may rent it way more than we do right now, so it could be way more. We have time to figure out later on, but we need to figure out 2026 at the current moment, where the shortfall's coming from. And then, I mean, we have until next year to talk about the rest of it.
What do we have in the contingency fund? I'm assuming utilities on that building can't be more than $2,000 a year,
I was thinking it was more than that, actually,
was?
yeah.
So by the time you know how much the outdoor bathrooms get used or the heat, you know?
Yeah.
One thing, the heat could be turned down in the kitchen. It's really hot in there.
Yes, and I did get an email yesterday that the lights have been left on all weekend.
Sorry.
I don't know if it was some of our people, your people, I don't know, but I'm like,
Okay,
let's make sure we
okay.
keep an eye on that.
They were off when we went in and out today,
Right.
so.
And I know we talked about one of our employees, when they're up there cleaning, they're gonna possibly keep an eye on the heat too, in case somebody forgets to turn it down. I don't believe we've taken anything out of the contingency fund in the last 2 years that I can think of. I mean, that fund is for emergencies,
Right, yeah.
but we've been doing a really good job of not touching it.
I can find it here, should be in financials, but it's not packet there.
I'm just thinking about my house, I'm average like 150, 150.
There's enough in there, let's put it that way.
I don't know.
Oh, she didn't put it in this month, break down all the accounts. 4 or 5 or 8 of that, so.
Do that.
Make a motion.
I make a motion.
What is the motion?
Then over, by 2027, we'll figure out what it's costing us, what we're losing, and we'll cut back where we need to. Do you have a second on that motion? Any more discussion?
Should right here, find someplace else maybe to pull it from, but.
Yeah,
Aaron recommended the general fund.
Just general fund alone?
Aaron did,
Mm-hmm.
then I would rescind my motion.
You can't rescind it, you gotta read.
Vote
Well,
on what, vote on what, make another motion.
but I did before in the beginning.
Alright,
She did, because we had caught up on the contingency fund.
yeah, I just, yeah, That's
Okay,
fine.
I make
Yeah,
a motion
motion
to comes
before
out
we
of
vote.
general fund.
well, we got voted.
No, we gotta
First
vote on the
motion.
motion.
Oh.
Motion.
All in favor of the motion pulling on contingency fund? All opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
I suggest that we possibly just leave it at that, because if you made a motion to take it out of general fund, where? And if you don't know where, we have no motion to make. So, I asked
Well,
you to come in,
see-
and I asked you to come in and talk to her about it, so somebody needs to talk with her probably about it. I've already done it, but I can't make your decisions. so
Right. We just gotta
Somebody
figure-
has to communicate a little bit,
There's gotta be somewhere that we can pull it from besides.
yes.
Table is,
Table it, we'll leave it at the, right now there's no change, I guess. Do I have a motion to table it?
I'll motion to table to the next.
second it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright, moving on to.
No, we still gotta deal with police agreement though.
Yes,
Oh,
That was just one part of it.
yep.
oh,
Sorry.
does everybody have time to look
I'll
at
make a
it?
motion to approve the police agreement
I second.
and take their numbers.
She seconded.
All in favor? Any discussion, I guess?
More of a question though, did they figure out the church?
Yes, I have talked to the church and everything's just gonna flow kind of as it was.
Stay
Same
as
rate,
Okay.
the checks will just come off, yeah.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye. So now we're moving on to Smith.
Give you an update on the grant for $20,000. They said that we do not have to pay it back. They gave me a 6-month extension to finish it myself. So, I'll be working on it.
Thanks, Jenna.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
No motion or anything?
No, that's just an update.
Right. Daycare building updates. Well, we went to the EDA last week, and potentially they would be willing to sell the Windnight building and put that money towards the daycare building. And then if we sold some other properties, if we took the lot sales by the Fest building and put those towards the properties, towards that property. And then the house on the west side of the fire station, sold that. Lowball estimate, that's like 250 plus 60. Yep, and then, right now, kind of verbal commitments, we got about $96,000 in donations. So that leaves us roughly $140,000 short, which I think we can find in donations with some bigger donors that seem like they would support the idea, so. I guess the question is that something that the city council, like, not a final vote, we've gotta get it all figured out and everything, but just knowing if we're moving in the right direction with the council, is that something that city council could approve? Or make a motion, are you guys in favor of going this way? Can we start back over?
what about the back half of
The back half, we could either rent it, we could do some different things there. Maybe the school would be maybe interested in using it for some kind of purpose, to pay some rent, and the utilities. Otherwise, we go back to renting it out to one individual to run like an in-home style daycare, like they would have one room with a mix of all ages of kids. There's different options, I mean, the options are endless. What we could do with it, it's just, we need to know if we're moving in a direction that, you know, the EDA would technically own the property, then it wouldn't be the city's.
And the EDA said in the meeting the other night, what was discussed is right now they currently own the WinMed building and they rent it. and they started that many, many years ago to get a business in there and get them established, well, they're pretty established. And we have some possible people willing to purchase that building, of course, it has to go for bids. But, there are people out there that are willing to possibly buy it and let WinMed stay there,
Yeah.
continue renting, and, the EDA, the whole thought process was, they got that place established, now let's get another building and do the same thing somewhere else.
Yeah. And the couple people that seemed interested that I talked to in the WinMed building, no interest in moving their own business in there, they would just buy it as a rental because of WinMed's a pretty good renter, so they would just, it would stay hopefully the same way it's operating now, just not the EDA owning it, so.
And they motioned just to, the EDA motioned just to move forward with getting more information.
Yeah.
They didn't motion like, yes, we're doing this, they motioned, go ahead and get more information on it and bring it back, because daycare was the number one thing at the Fest building at that one meeting we had. And so, other things in town seem to be simmering down a little bit, and they're coming up with new ideas where they think that they can possibly maybe make this work, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions.
It was a pretty positive group, everybody was in favor of moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this isn't, I'm
It's
not,
just a
like,
first step.
yeah, like I need to know if we're gonna continue down this path, if there's objections to it, if it's, we're way out of the realm, I mean,
And what did the financial advisor say?
He was not in favor of this to begin with, because we've lost so much money on that building. But Brian brought some other examples back to him, and he's more in favor of it now with the new information. But he'd even be more in favor of it if all of the money was raised.
yeah,
Which,
that's right.
$140,000 in all the projects we have going on, that is nothing compared to all of our other projects that are millions.
Yeah.
And we haven't even advertised to raise money, I mean, this is just Brian out going out talking to a couple people where this money's been raised. We created a flyer and sent it out to businesses that can get tax write-offs and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I think it's possible we can. And
The
also,
thing is, you always mention the property to the west of the fire hall, but that was already earmarked by our financial advisor for the big project.
Yeah. But I
and
think we can
honestly,
fundraise for that too, and he didn't,
well, I was thinking just leave it to go with the new fire hall and fundraise more for the daycare, because get this project done. And I think we're able to come up with the rest of that for this one too.
I think we will be able to, just, we have two big projects looking at us that are for sure things right now. You know, you put a lot of work into this, but there's still a lot of people that have said that, yeah, you know, maybe, you know, you got a lot of maybes, you don't have a lot of definites yet. But I mean, if it's the way they can go with the EDA, that way the city's not on the hook for it. But we are what we aren't.
yeah. I mean, I think,
I think we need to keep moving forward.
I think
Getting-
you're heading down a good
getting
path,
better.
there's some, needs to be tweaked a little bit here and there.
That's what the
Like they said,
EDA
more
said the other
information.
night. They said, this is the first time we've heard daycare come out of your mouth, that we're actually starting to agree with you a little bit.
I'm just, like, I'm kinda, like, I know that building was earmarked for that, but I'm not completely for burying my head in the sand on one project and avoiding it because we think we have to do one. Let's just do it together and let's fundraise for the fire department part too. It's fundraising, there's a lot.
I still also have $100,000 grant that I'm applying for
Yeah.
the daycare center too. I mean, that would help out tremendously.
We definitely need to move forward, and we'll figure out the house deal later.
Later.
Yeah, I think it's really just some more information, keep getting,
Yeah, so we're
I mean,
just,
don't like stop dead in your
it's gonna be
tracks.
part of the only thing coming up, that's for sure thing right now, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So, is if as far as going to donors and saying, we've never made a vote on saying that we are actually interested in something. It's always just been
I think the way it sounds, like, right now, you gotta get back to the EDA with more solid figures, the way it sounds to me. My interpretation of it, because it just got brought up, first time really talking to the EDA about it was last week or whatever, or the last meeting.
Yeah, and they said to
The
bring,
EDA wants to see more figures before they,
well, the EDA wants to know if the city's gonna go forward with it, cause really they have to, it needs our approval before they can do it either.
true.
They can sell property without it, but they can't buy without us.
We need a motion to move forward. I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Sure.
Any more discussion?
I guess if we're gonna keep going on this path though, I would like to start seeing numbers here. I would. I mean, I told you this before, write it down.
Yeah.
Let's quit throwing them out of our head, let's get them on paper, Brian.
Well,
I'm not opposed to it, but I wanna start seeing numbers in front of
We-
me besides
we do.
just numbers out of the head.
We do have them.
we do
but-
kinda have them roughly put together on a piece of paper, we did that for you, but there's still some tweaks that we gotta.
That's what I say, but they're in front of us right now.
Right.
So,
Right,
right now, it's always just a lot of numbers coming, being thrown in the air, let's get them on paper.
okay.
Right, all in favor?
Okay.
Aye. All right, on to cannabis. So, on that one,
I gave you all the printout, but if you go to section 3.1, minimum buffer requirements, is 0 to 1,000 feet from a school. And Trent made the comment, I think we should stick with 1,000 feet, but then the conversation shifted to the parks and it never came back to this. So I think you guys should vote on what square feet, or what footage you would like between a school.
Make a motion, we go with 1,000.
Second.
any more discussion on that?
I can tell what, so.
Yeah, when
It
you
all
go back,
changed, so we got.
when we go back and watch the video, it started that way and then it got heated kind of and it, yeah, it just
Overlooked it.
overlooked by me, I think, so.
And that's from school or parks?
It's
Just-
school.
just
It's
school.
School, and then I think we did
Parks
make the
at
motion
500.
of 500 from the park. And, I mean, it's all coming back to us next month at a public hearing for it anyways, so.
Yep.
But, all right, all in favor?
Alright.
Aye, all opposed? All right. Moving on to new business. Purchase agreement between RGFE, or EF, 119-129 West Main.
Make a motion to approve
Okay.
it. It's the purchase of the library lots, purchase. agreement.
That's for all two parcels, then?
Yep, lots,
The lots.
Yep. 2 parcels, yep.
You say 2 parcels?
2 parcels on 3 lots.
Okay,
2 lots are joined together into 1 parcel.
okay.
So basically the whole
The whole,
part.
the whole.
Okay.
Yep. Not,
Not the whole hole.
not,
Just the hardware store.
Just the hardware
The
store,
whole
yeah.
part.
Those are the whole.
So is there a plan on this?
Yeah,
Blueprints?
they're moving forward on.
Well, pending
Yeah,
tonight's decision, they're moving forward.
yeah.
Is all the
But I
funding
mean, the library has
there?
their money. The library has the money to buy the lots.
They have the donations?
They have the money in their account.
You
to buy the
can't, you
lots.
have to, it's kind of like Karen and I were talking, it's cart before the horse. You can't get the donations
They
until
also,
you have to own it.
they are working on lining up with another organization to fund the donation parts too, like, to actually get those.
But they gotta own a lot before they can do that.
Right,
Same thing with the $695,000 grant that we're awarded. We don't technically have it until they own the land and sign the paperwork. And which should have been done by last August, so they're pretty much kinda holding on, and we don't wanna lose another $700,000. But once that's signed, they have 5 years to build.
Is there retail going in the front of this still, or is that out?
Not with the current plan.
That's out. The mixed use or whatever's
Is
out.
there some in
I thought there was,
somewhere?
That was mixed use, that one we
or
got.
is that the one we sent back?
That's the one.
That was, yeah, that was with, if you had the whole area, then like, let's say half of that was the library and the other half had
Mixed use.
the mixed use. And so what we were looking at is, let's start with the library and let's build that piece, and then maybe down the road, we can add on and do some of the other things. But, you know, if you did the whole thing right now and looked at it, you know, you're looking at twice the price.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we got.
Yep.
You read through the grant, that one grant we still have? Like word for word, what it means?
It's library grant, it's from the Minnesota Department of
Yeah.
Education for a library grant.
That's not the.
It's for
one we-
construction of a library grant, it's not the other one, that other one we had to get back.
The other one.
That one
Yeah.
we gave back was the retail space and
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
with all the
right.
requirements,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a motion and a second on the floor.
Yep,
You making the second?
No.
Morgan did.
There we go, Tom.
Or Eric did, I'm sorry.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Current fire hall. Adjustment, freehold property adjacent, I think we kind of covered that, didn't we, in the daycare talk?
Yeah, as we talk about all this, we do have somebody living and renting that house off to the side, so, I think we should be sending them a letter in the mail informing them,
Depending on the building site will be for sale.
yeah.
Yeah.
And probably approximately a year from now,
Or no timeline as of yet, but
yeah.
And I think
because we gotta see how long it takes to get everything moving.
when their lease was up, they came
It's
back
year by-
and
it's
asked, they
by
asked.
year.
Or did we do it year by year?
No,
or
month
per
by
month?
month by
Month by
month, they asked for 3 months, and then as we read the lease, it was month by month anyway, so.
Right. We left it alone. But yeah, it's month by month, but just knowing that eventually it will be
Yeah.
sold.
I just know a long time ago, we made the comment that we would give them plenty of notice if we were ever to get to that.
Right. And I think with the project knowing now what's coming down, that they know that too. At least heads up that this is what's happening, and
They'll get at least
we just won't
90,
have a time, probably have at least a year yet.
at least 90 days notice on it, if we, from the time we vote even to,
Will that
Yeah.
fire station get started on by the end of summer?
We're in the middle of doing the RFQ right now, request for qualifications, and that's gonna go out for bid, and once we get those back, we'll hire our design build company, and then all the bids are gonna start going out to hire all the
Contract.
contractors.
did
So
it pass the ecological study, or is it still waiting on that?
that's still all part of that
Oh, it's.
beginning piece,
okay.
yeah. Cause that all goes back to the state together. So you get the request for qualifications, you get that, and the studies, and you put them all together and send it back to the USDA for approval. So we're applying for something that we've already got. Is
Okay.
what it looks like, but,
Mostly just to sit there, yeah, we gotta let the tenant know that eventually we will be.
but
We need a
also,
motion on just,
well, we don't really, no, I also wanna make sure that it's known that, yes, we've had a lot of people come to the city wanting to buy these properties, but it does have to go for bid.
yeah, be sealed bid or open bid or,
Or do public auction,
Hmm?
or public auction.
I'd like purpose
I like that.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't
You'd have it.
If you have a reserve.
it? Yeah, that reserve, yes. Either way, there's every reserve on anything we do. Is any, you remember any bids can, how we did the last thing, we did liquor store, we had the right to refuse anything.
Yeah, I guess just give them a heads up, if we don't need to make a motion on it, then we'll move on.
I think this is a little ways down the road before it finish sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Probably about a year. Not quite, yeah.
Proposed annex in request parcel 13.0.116.002 and 130.147.003. Greg Willis's approximately 4 acres.
So, I don't know, you wanna talk about it, about planning and zoning? I'll talk about it. At our planning and zoning meeting,
Yeah,
we thought
in
that he was trying
yeah,
to
Brandon,
annex in just a little parcel of land.
starts on the backside of the whole page.
And cities for future planning don't necessarily wanna like cherry pick which little pieces of land to annex in, so we went back and asked Greg if he'd be willing to annex in all 4 acres. And he has got back to me, and Pete Marshall is here tonight representing Greg. And Greg has said that he is willing to annex in all 4 acres, and he'd like to leave them all ag. So that, it was turned down by our planning and zoning, but we're bringing it here tonight to see if we can move forward with parceling in all 4
We
acres.
turned down the little parcel, we didn't turn
Yes.
down the 4 acres, we turned down the
Yes.
little bit.
With the note in there, the motion was that more information be brought back to the city
Yeah,
Yeah,
on, cause like, I don't know if you can see it, it's the first, I don't even think it was a 1/4 of an acre that he wanted to
no, it
put
wasn't
in.
very
Right.
much.
So now he's willing to do the whole 4 acres, and the attorney kinda said that's,
for city purposes, you usually don't ever wanna not annex in property if
Right,
somebody's
yeah.
requesting it.
So I will make the motion to start the ball rolling. I know there's some other things we gotta do to annex in these 2 parcels of property.
I'll second that.
I know you said there's some other things, not just here, we gotta do
yeah,
a bunch
Greg's
of other
gotta,
stuff,
Greg's gotta do
more
a
stuff,
lot of
yeah.
stuff on it.
Well, with Jenna, what we talked about with annexing in, excuse me, and keeping it, cause we found out we can annex it in and keep it ag.
Right,
Yep.
yep,
That's what we plan on doing,
Yeah.
yeah.
yep, not rezoning, but just annexing the
Yep.
4 acres ag.
Cause it's,
Yep,
it's
yep.
connected to other ag property,
Right,
is how it,
Well, it already is,
and it's already ag already,
We
it's
just
just a
don't
matter
have
of
to.
bringing it forward.
and we can, if we move forward, we can leave it as is,
Yeah, we don't have to rezone, we can just leave it as ag.
That's been done before.
which
It's
makes
still-
it simple.
We sell a bunch of egg
Yeah.
stuff in town.
yeah. So, alright, any more discussion on that? I think the motion is made in second,
Yep.
so. Alright, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Alright, alley recycling and garbage totes placed on one side. Placement request.
Last month, we had a resident come and ask if in the alleys, if the truck could, garbage truck, recycling truck could just go down one time. And so I talked to Richard Sanitation in Caledonia, and they said they don't care. If everybody wants to move all of their totes to one side of the alley, go right ahead, but if one person doesn't do it, they still have to turn around and come back. So, that is not something that the city coordinates. If somebody in their alleyway wants to talk with their neighbors, then go right ahead, and if you all agree to shove it on one side, go right ahead, but if the one person doesn't do it, they still gotta turn around and come back. So that's what we,
The theory of it is right.
I agree.
One time down through the alley, but not every property.
not everybody agrees.
Just doesn't.
So we're gonna leave it to everybody being neighborly and discuss it with each other.
They're making multiple passes down every alley.
If I was against it and all my neighbors said to do it, I would put mine on the other side. Just because.
We know you would.
So yeah, I don't, nothing we need to do on that.
No, that's just information.
America 250 banners, request from Spring Grove Area Chamber of Commerce.
We got a memo from the Chamber of Commerce asking if they could put these banners up on our flagpoles, but I'm not 100% sure what the 250 banners are.
But they're for America's
America's
Center's
Center's
birthday.
America.
what did they say?
They just say 250, they're a standard, thing for all over the country, so, and,
I had no idea.
Oh, boy.
surprise. So we would like to explore if businesses would like to, help us contribute to buying the banners, and if we purchase them, if the city would put them up. And we would kind of do well, we need at least this many, so we don't have.
I make a motion to, yeah, you get them made?
Is your motion put Jana in time out for nothing, what,
Well, I
250
don't
for the banners?
know.
Let's just move on.
Give me
I had
ideas,
no
like,
idea what it was.
yeah, like,
Where are the banners going?
On the, we're like the
Alternating on the streetlights,
Like where the.
where we already have
flags
theirs.
go.
flags or the.
Okay.
other
But they
things.
cannot be up during like sit there.
If we do some posting,
We have to have our
scenes around town, like
Norwegian and American flags up.
businesses and groups.
When are they coming, Laura?
But,
When would they be coming?
well,
Probably for the 4th of July.
I mean, yeah, well,
Well, hopefully before the 4th of July.
yeah, before the 4th of July.
After setting them on.
We'd have to get on it.
After Shindamai.
Cause they just cannot be hung up during sit in mine, cause we have our Norwegian and
Yeah,
American
okay, so
flags.
like right after sit, as you're probably taking those down.
I'm never gonna
Put these
get
up.
into this
Hey.
one.
Usually the other flags all up this year. We'll figure it out. You get them coming,
Yep.
you build them, we'll put 'em up.
I think I had one more.
The motion.
I made a motion to, yeah, I think you're good, yeah.
All in favor?
Alright,
Aye. All opposed? Alright, My Energy letter of wholesale power rate schedule.
That's just a memo of information.
it's going up from last year, that's one question I have. You don't know, do you?
Grant.
Read your last year's in front of you. I have my packet from you, you don't have the last year's in here, so I can't compare.
Doesn't matter if it's going up, they're gonna charge us
I know.
anyways,
Alright.
so, like,
It's
unless you're
just,
I'm
gonna,
just asking her a question to see if she's gonna answer.
unless you're gonna go get on a pedal bike and charge your generator, it doesn't really affect, we can't do much. Do we need to approve it or just?
nope, it's just for your information to read.
Sorry, power's going up.
Well, we increased our rates anyways,
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
Yeah.
so,
My head's going up again.
not till next year.
Zoning permits,
None
none
issued.
issued. Community garden discussion.
You know, we talked about this in Brian's backyard. You
I'll
know,
take the free vegetables, my kids will chase anybody out of my yard.
So we're looking at where the community garden is right now, up at the Fuss Building. We have our city engineers that are currently working on plating that, and bringing infrastructure over this summer. And we're gonna have additional housing up in that area. So we need to find a new location for the community garden. And Park and Rec has already looked through this, I think like a year ago, when this came up before. And, we've asked around to a lot of places. And the only place I can come up with right now at this moment is maybe somewhere at Roverwood Park. Where you can
I
park
was
by the
thinking about this.
Quonset.
Is there a room right north of the Fest building,
Yeah.
down the hill?
Yeah, but there's some people that have a hard time walking,
Oh,
so you gotta have it somewhere kind of,
easily accessible.
yeah.
It's pretty solid back there. You can
Yeah, but it's
drive
just
almost
the
to
hill,
it.
it's,
You don't,
Well-
well, unless it's,
we have to put a road in
Yeah.
back there though, then
no,
might be able to
yeah,
come around the other way.
never mind, no.
Or, we don't need an answer right now, but this is gonna be coming in the future, so we need to be thinking about where it
I
should
see,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, Miss Moon?
Lori.
No,
Lori.
Okay,
Be respectful, just take it.
It was a student, yes. Did we try a community garden, north of assisted living?
Yes, I've already contacted them, but we can't.
We can't.
Yeah,
It's so
in case
nice
they were to
there.
expand. I've asked a lot of places, so,
Okay.
yeah. And we tried, asking around like the nursing home, stuff like that.
Kind of a far walk in.
Maybe somebody ran next to you would be.
Have you checked with your neighbor, Lori?
What?
You checked with your neighbor?
Which neighbor?
But I would check.
Yeah.
How many people use the garden?
By Northern by the pool. I mean, not like for this year.
We talked about it, but it's kind of one of the things, maybe a potential site
How many people use the
after
garden?
construction.
I think there's like 20
After,
some
there's a
spots.
spot in there.
Is it, and they
After
let use
construction,
it,
they
or?
really don't worry about it.
They're all used still?
No.
I thought it went down last year.
It went down because we've been threatening to
Oh,
dig it up and people have been putting their money into their
sure.
fertilizer and soil and all that, so I think they kinda quit knowing that eventually it was gonna be.
I said, I know a guy that would bring fertilizer.
Chickens.
But anyways, we don't need to sit here and
Something like that.
beat a dead horse, but
All right, let's move on.
something to think about, everybody, even the community, if you guys come up with a great place, let us know, and if you go up and see how big it is, you can see how much area we need, it's quite a big space actually.
Well, if it wasn't on city property, would there be,
Private liability issue there.
Yeah, I'd leave it on city property. That's why I was thinking Rover, because you can park on the side of the Quonset, and there's a trail going down.
What's wrong with Harvard?
No, that's the only place I can come up with.
I don't know how far.
Is it flat enough?
That's not very well.
Yeah.
could we cover the liability?
No.
Lori Road?
So maybe you could talk to Northern, I mean, instead of having to mow that whole lot there, maybe they, well, I'd be right by the electricity.
Right, well, besides that though, I've heard a lot of people that don't wanna plant there due to the northern contamination
Oh, that's,
issues.
oh, that's true, yeah.
That's way down, that's not right on top.
Well,
Yeah,
everybody,
everybody.
The top, how about the top portion of Doc Gray's field by, or near that old,
I've already reached
Railroads.
out to them,
what?
I've already reached out to them,
Okay,
yeah,
that would be nice for parking if we could get the other business to let us.
yeah, no, I was told, no, very nicely,
How
but
about front of Kathy's there? You have a garden and the garden center.
but we don't.
Is she staying there?
Yeah.
Good point. I don't know that.
Alright, let's keep this moving.
Dead end.
Alright, logging trees. Park trees.
We had an arborist go down there and look at it, and then we talked with Tony Conkle, and trees were up, and then they have gone down, and they're all full right now, so it does no good to cut them now, because there's nowhere to take them. And also, Tony Conkle recommended waiting until fall, and they'll come back and look at them again, but there is a concern, because the trees are in town, that there could be metal in them, or they might not want them at all. And Todd Olerud made the comment from New Age Tree Service that you could have a tree that could be worth $4,000, and then they cut it down and it's hollow on the inside, and then it's worth zero. But they did say, there's 43 trees in Joel Scogan Park that needs to come out, of about 100 trees.
Yeah, it'd be about 15%, is all it does.
Sounds like a lot, but
She just said 40 some, and then went so down to 7, but
I got told it was 15% of the trees that we have.
so 43 was the number, out of about 100 trees.
Why did they need to come down?
Cause, well, they should have already come down because they're already going past their life expectancy, so the hope was cut them down and get some money out of them and put it back towards our parks and replant trees, stuff like that, so they're actually kinda worried that we waited too long at this point, but
Like for a walnut tree, they want it 18 to 24 inches. And we have some walnut trees that are pushing like 32, 33 inches, and it's like,
where they're starting to get rotten.
yeah, they're gonna start costing us money by cleaning them up, so if we take them down now, get money to replace them, maybe make sense, but. So, do we need a motion?
we just need to
I
revisit
just
that
revisit
Just-
in the fall.
Next,
Come fall.
before the winter, yeah.
LMCIT coverage waiver form. Review and approve.
I'll do every year.
Yep.
Make a motion to not waive.
Any discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. EDA annual report, everybody have time to look through it? Just thumbs up the grants and stuff that we've got done.
We don't have to vote on this, it's just,
And we need somebody to be on the deal, so
Oh, yeah,
his last meeting is next month.
yeah, there will be a vacancy,
we advertised it.
did we? Yeah,
Sounded
throw it
like he kinda wanted to renew that, but then he's been on 12 years.
Is he working?
Yeah,
Just gonna throw it out there, I'm the only perfect person with perfect attendance.
you are.
Alright,
You want a cookie or what?
really big one. Do we need to approve it, or
Nope.
just, alright. Hoods for Heroes grant application submitted February 4th, 2026, Spring Grove Fire Department.
That's just for information only, I applied for a grant for hoods.
You know, the golf tournament.
I said somebody will go if we get it.
Alright, Houston County Sheriff's Department, January patrol hours.
They add up to what they said they put in. And I think I was probably one of the first people that almost got a speeding ticket in the morning. I wasn't expecting them by the school.
Coolest?
Yes, it was actually,
I had some morning shifts in there.
yep.
Alright. Ordinances, or do we need to prove that, hours, should be, or
It's just information.
just informational?
Mhm.
Alright, moving on to policy and ordinances.
After you do this, is something we just gotta approve for, public hearing to adopt this ordinance.
Yes,
I'll make a motion, to get this, come to public hearing to adopt.
Can we ask what it is?
Pollinator
I don't
habitat.
know.
Um, say that again, I'm sorry.
What is the ordinance asking for?
It's a pollinator ordinance for people that like native plants to be able to put them in Spring Grove and have them in their yard, but they have to have a sign that says that they have a garden, because I'm not much of a weed person, so I've been calling people telling them, you need to mow that eyesore up, and they're like, whoa, we spent hundreds of dollars on that. So this, A, it's twofold, it helps me know that this is what they're doing, and B, I can tell the difference if they're just not mowing their yard, or if they're actually doing something with it. So,
Cause we don't recognize no mow May.
yes, yes.
Would you have to then register with the city,
Nope, just put a sign in your yard that says,
any kind of sign?
Well,
Pollinator.
So what if I get lazy mowing my grass and instead of mowing that?
I was just gonna head down that path right there, as soon as I myself.
It can only be a certain percent.
yeah. There's a lot of, whoever does it has to read the ordinance, cause you have to meet some, there's a percentage of your yard you can do, you can't do your entire yard.
You can't like mulch the whole yard?
No, and you can't,
You can now.
wait, you can right now.
You still can't have noxious weeds in it, so I mean, it's
Yes.
still, there's still rules.
And you have to leave the boulevard open, so.
Ragweed, considered noxious weed?
Rayweed is a noxious weed.
Like everybody
It's
was.
defined by the state of Minnesota. Are you talking milkweed?
Milkweed, yeah, is milkweed?
No,
Yes and no.
no.
In my ditch? Yes.
The problem that I
I know what
have,
you're talking about.
the problem that I have with
That's
this
what-
town is some people hate it, some people love it, and
This is where you can't.
it
even
wanders
have-
over into the people's yards that hate it, and I get phone calls on it.
What, they don't like butterflies? No, they're not taking care of the weeds.
Yeah. So, anyways, this
Alright,
Did you get a
I'll be
second?
at that public hearing.
I made a motion to approve it, I guess I don't know, or to get it going, and
okay.
get it coming for next.
all in favor? Plan, joint planning and zoning, Springboro School Economic Development Authority, and the city council will be held at Springboro Communications Building, 168 West Main Street, on February 26th at 6 p.m. Need a motion to approve that, or just?
Nope,
Okay,
just information.
alright, meeting reports. EDA, we kind of covered that, main thing was just talking about daycare, and then we may have vacancy coming up, just one, maybe.
Yep.
Parks,
He's not here, so.
Oh, he's not here. We talked about our disc golf course. Next month, we're meeting down at the park and installing our signs and getting it buttoned up, because we're hoping to have a open house on Thursday of Sitnamai, is the plans. And so we're doing the dirty work ourselves. We're getting in there and getting it done.
I looked at that,
Oh,
pump track,
yes.
you do not have enough dirt.
Yeah, I know. You're supposed to bring more.
Oh, okay.
Please. As much as you think we need, bring it on in.
Oh, I'll just go find the dirt, then build the track?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Yeah,
great.
awesome, thanks guys. Glad you guys approved that.
Well, just golf course and then,
Great
pump
volunteer.
track for bicycles.
Yes. And I told him that the one that needs to be finished is the one for little kids, where they just go right up and down and around the berms and stuff, and I said, you have little boys, so build it however you think they're gonna have fun on it, so. We give them all,
Let it burn energy off.
yep, all access to make that fun. And safe.
It is how I want
Safety
it.
is
Planning and zoning, that was pretty much all the annexing and everything.
Annexing, and then we had that one parcel that one just.
Yeah.
We also might be having 2 vacancies coming up.
Oh, yeah. They have 2 open spots on
We
there.
may have 2 vacancies on the planning and zoning.
Oh, to note, the EDA vacancy has to be a country person, right?
Yes,
Cannot be anybody from the city.
yes.
But the zoning and planning has to be
City.
from city
City.
limits.
Mhm.
Yep. Alright, library?
Talked a lot about purchase as the next step. We had users here to kind of go over their process of building and planning first, and, permits and whatnot, and then what we want out of a library. Next steps after tonight.
Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you guys for approving that.
Thank you.
That was pretty good.
Now you're with us.
Your neighbor.